Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Alwar Emberumana Jiyar Tiruvarigale Sharanam. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, a man was taking a pilgrimage to various temples in South India. The man, whose name we don't know exactly, walked into the temple town of Tirukkoyilur, where he wanted to have darshanam of the Lord Trivikrama at that town. When he arrived, he was looking for a place to stay because the temple had already closed for the evening, and he arrived rather late. So he looked around and went to local inns and lodges to find a place to stay, and realized that everything had been booked. Everyone had come there probably for the same interest, to see the beautiful Lord Trivikrama in the temple. So along the way, he found the house of a relatively poor man. And he said, "Sir, your lights are on. Do you happen to have a place for me to stay the night? Because I don't have a place to stay. And all the inns and lodges are taken, and looks like it's about to start raining." The man said, "Yes, sir, we're expecting some rain. I don't have any room inside my house because I'm relatively poor, and I have very small rooms. But outside my house, as you can see, we have this small porch, this small portico with an awning over it. So this will protect you from the rain. If you don't mind, you're more than welcome to sleep here for the night. We'll try to arrange some food for you in the morning." He said, "That's very kind of you. Thank you." So he took his uttariyam, his shawl, and laid it on the ground and on the porch and laid down to sleep. A few minutes later, another man arrived. This man woke up the man who was sleeping and said, "Sir, can you tell me if is there a place for me to stay for the night? I've been walking around looking for inns and lodges. I got here quite late, and I want to take the darshanam of Trivikrama in the morning." He said, "Sir, I'm afraid not. But hey, let's see if we can share the space." He said, "I know this porch is small enough that only one man can sleep in it. But how about if the two of us sit? We'll be able to lean up against the wall and sleep." The man agreed, and sure enough, they did. Along comes a third man a few minutes later, asking the very same question. No place to stay, starting to rain, where should I stay the night? So the two men said, "Well, sir, since there is no place to stay, since there are two of us who are sitting, if three of us were to stand and lean up against the wall, we may not get much sleep, but at least we'll have a place to keep ourselves dry from the rain." So the third man agreed. The night grew dark. After the rain and thunder and lightning stopped, it became very dark. It was hard to see anything around them. Suddenly they felt the presence of a fourth person. And they kept asking them, "Who are you, sir? Who are you?" The fourth person didn't respond. They didn't hear any voice replying back, but they all felt the presence of a fourth person. Because these three men were great bhaktas, it came to them that this fourth presence was actually the Supreme Being, Srimad Narayana, who was standing with them, giving them protection, as he always does for everyone all the time. So at that point, the men decided to write poetry. The first man wrote a poem in which he said, "I will take the sun as my lighter. I will take the earth as my lamp, the ocean as the oil for the lamp, and the very sun that I'm using as a lighter also as the wick to light a bright light to see who is with us." That is a very beautiful poem. The second man wrote, "I will take the inside of myself, the friendship that I feel, the affection that I feel towards God. The affection that I feel it will become my lamp, right? The clay pot on which I light the lamp. The heart that is melting for him becomes the oil, right? And then the jnanam that comes, the knowledge that comes from having that devotion to him, the knowledge that he blesses me with, the Tamil jnanam, it's called, Tamil jnana purindanan, becomes the wick and the light on which I can see the God." The last man is also asked to write a poem, and he says, "I don't need a lamp, I don't need the earth. The brightness of that beautiful goddess, the beautiful Mahalakshmi, who is seated next to the man always, who is our Supreme. She is our light, and all I see is her, and therefore I can see him." These three beautiful poems became the foundation, the start of a series of 4,000 verses, which we call as Narayana Divya Prabandham, the collection of 4,000 sacred verses, which form the foundation, the basis for all Vaishnava thinking. This is pure devotional literature at a level that is so meaningful. Let's take these three stories, for example. If we look at what the man is saying, the first man decides to see God in the world around him. Because the Supreme Being, Sriman Narayana, is there everywhere, his presence is everywhere. He is the soul of this universe, the earth, the sun, the stars, the trees, the forests, the clouds, everything that we see around us, everyone that we see around us, God is present in them. So you see God outside of you, protecting you, right? The God inside of you is what the other man feels: affection, love, compassion, goodness, caring. Those qualities are all the qualities of God inside of you. So now you see God on the outside and you see God on the inside. The third quality is mercy, his love for all of us, called kripa, called compassion, which is unconditional and is coming to everyone all the time. The third man sees that, and with those three verses, the universe is explained. Sriman Narayana protects the world from outside by being the presence of all that we see around us. He protects the world inside of us, our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, and protects that. And he protects both because of his love, because of what we call as Shri, his compassion, his love for us. That's why he is called Shriyapati. In the beginning of all the verses that comment on these great Alwar traditions, the Acharyas begin, Shriyapatiyai, Avapta Samasta Kamanai, Samasta Kalyana Gunatmanakan, Sarveshwaran Shriyapatiyai, Avapta Samasta Kamanai, Samasta Kalyana Gunatmanaka, Sarveshwaran. We will understand the meaning of this verse in our next discussion. Jai Sriman Narayana.